I'm really excited to talk about this particular topic because I find that a lot of people I talk to, and at this point, I'm probably doing enough presentations and have enough clients that I'm probably talking to about 1,000 to 1,500 job seekers a year. Almost without exception, people come to me with the question, how do I get started? I've got to do a job search, but I don't know what to do or where to go or how to get it done. And this methodology is the way that I suggest you conduct a job search that, well, anecdotally, based on my clients' success, 95 to 96% of them are finding a job within 3 months to 5 months of implementing this process. So let's start looking at what it's going to be, and we're going to talk in terms of project management. Any project managers on the call tonight? You can just say yes or Y in the chat, or you can raise your hand if you've got your camera on. But anybody here a project manager tonight? Looks like not too many. A recovering project manager. That's good. So you'll see, for those of you who are not, some language or use of language that may seem a little different or strange because we're using the language of project management for this job search process. I would argue, by the way, though, that as employment moves more and more towards performance-based employment, gig work, contract work, we all need to be somewhat familiar with project management techniques and processes to be successful in our job search. So you'll see our project scope for tonight are these steps. And we'll go through each one of these by the time we're done. And these would be, in a project management speak, probably milestones, each one of them. So we'll take a look at each of those as we go. All right, so project managing your job search. This is called a Gantt chart in project management. I've been using charts like this with any kind of project I have. Basically, it's a timeline with all the steps, right? How simple can that be? But this would be for your job search. And you'll see we've got our primary objectives or major steps that we need to accomplish over here on the left, the time across the top. Now, notice, though, that we start in weeks and then transition to months. So we'll talk more about why that is as we go. And we'll look at each one of these steps. The nice thing about this, though, is, if you're filling this chart out or following along with this chart, as you do your job search, you can actually see your progress towards the job that you want. So let's look right at the first milestone, which is figuring out, what do I want to be when I grow up? In Japanese, they call that your Ikigai, right? Finding your purpose in life. We're looking at it specifically in terms of your purpose in work in this case. And here are some things that you can use, tools that you can use to help you with identifying what is your purpose in life. And if we look at the Venn chart, what I love about this is, it's pretty clear. Your Ikigai for work is figuring out what it is you love to do. Looking at how that meshes with what the world needs. Determining, can you get paid to do what you love? And then making sure you're good at doing it. And where all of those different circles intersect in the center, that's your purpose in work. And from there, you can then start to figure out what roles, what functions, what job titles would fit that purpose in work. I'm sure you've heard of Dick Bowles and What Color Is Your Parachute? It's a great book to help you figure that out. I happen to love one of my mentors, Kate Wendelton, who founded the 5 O'Clock Club. Her book, Targeting a Great Career, really a simplified way of identifying your work purpose. But you can do some other things. You know, there are a lot of assessments like the Myers-Briggs or the MBTI, the Strong Interest Inventory, the DISC assessment. I happen to like the Holland codes, which is the RIASAC codes. RIASAC is an acronym. We can use any one of them and many, many others. The purpose of those is to help you to define what is your personality like? What are the pieces of what makes you up that fit within your work? And who are other people that have a similar personality to you or a similar makeup to you? And then what are they successful at doing? And the concept behind it would be is if you are similar to the people who are involved in this kind of a career, well, that's probably a career you would be successful in as well. Now, that's not to say we take it verbatim. You know, most of those tests, when I take them, say, Paul, you should be a priest. I laugh at it too, Ron, because let me tell you, celibacy is just not an option. So, but there's a lot about the skills and the qualities and the knowledge that makes someone a good priest that also fit for me. Turns out teaching is very similar to priest, as is coaching and counseling, right? And so for me to be a career coach, it fits very well with that concept. And that's kind of how you would use these assessments. You would not take it to be, oh, the assessment said I'm supposed to be a plumber, so I got to give up on my doctorate degree and just go be a plumber. No, that's not how you do it. Another tool that I like to use, and I use it because it can do a lot of things for your job search, is to create a complete list of all of your life's accomplishments. And then prioritize that list of accomplishments. Now, an accomplishment needs to be three things. It needs to be something you're good at, something you like to do, and something you're proud to talk about. Create that list, whether it's work-related, sports-related, education-related, family-related, doesn't matter where in your life it comes from. Create that list of all those accomplishments and prioritize them. Then you start to look at the top 5 or 10 of those accomplishments and say, well, what are the kinds of people that I was with when I was doing that accomplishment? What were some of the skills that I was using? What were some of the knowledge sets that I needed to have? What was the environment like? And where are there similarities between all of these courses, or I'm sorry, all of these accomplishments and your success? And then you can say, all right, well, I tend to like to work in an environment where I'm a part of a team, but I have my own job to do. So I'm going to do my piece, you're going to do your piece, you're going to do your piece, we're all going to come together. And so we're a team, but I'm doing my piece, leave me alone, don't try and help me, I want to do my piece, right? But this is how you would kind of use that accomplishment list to figure out, what do I want to be when I grow up? Those stories, those accomplishments, those successes become the bullet points you put on your resume and the talking points for your networking and the examples that you use to prove your qualifications in an interview. So I would encourage everyone, no matter where you are in the job search process, if you don't have a list of your accomplishments, create that list. If you find some gaps, hey, go fill them in. Get some training, whatever you need to fill those gaps in.